First is a super thanks on today's mailbag from my guy CJ DeYoung. I was the 69th like on this video, Tom. Thanks, he also said in there. Well, like the video then, just like CJ DeYoung did, and let me know if you were the 69th like on today's video. If you wish the Cowboys had made some more free agent signings, like today's video for me right now. Also from CJ DeYoung, one of our most consistent super thankers and super chatters, by the way. What do you mean the Cowboys haven't made any moves? Jerry's even made plenty. Someone drove them in their yacht from Texas to Cabo. Sheesh, cut them some slack. Actual answer, bachelorette party involving the Jones family, not the Jones boys, but like their soon-to-be granddaughter-in-law. I think that's proper terminology there, for Jerry at least. Had their bachelorette party. Steven was at South by Southwest on Monday, and they did the Professional Bull Riders Welcome Media event with Kid Rock on Wednesday, or on Thursday. Joke of a franchise. From Wes, now can we bully them into getting the Dak deal done? This was after I said I wanted to bully the Cowboys with the clown thumbnail, and it worked. There's a lot of things I'd love to bully them into. They've also kind of like screwed up and missed their window on maximizing their free agency money. It's very frustrating to me. From Tony, Tom, I think we need to sign Parsons and Lamb is why we can't sign anybody. And Dak's contract is a big problem. Thanks. They have chosen to make the Dak contract a big problem. They could restructure or extend and save money and be aggressive. They will tell you, Micah Parsons is a big deal. CeeDee Lamb is a big deal for us. And that's true. Every other franchise has big deals. Everyone has them, unless they are absolutely rebuilding. And all of those teams still do more stuff than vet min signings and a veteran free agent linebacker. So it is an excuse, and there was one they will use for Micah and Lamb. They will say how worried they are about the 2025 cap when they've got $90 million, give or take, in salary cap space. It's an excuse, not a reason. Zeno, we all know that Jerry Jones isn't going to go all in. Last year, he tried to trade it for Stephon Gilmore. Brandon Cook said, yep, that's all in. Most teams' normal moves are basically all in, and not extending Dak Prescott yet is ridiculous. Hate Dak or not, he is your best option at quarterback right now. This is where I am at, by the way. What is your goal? Do you want to win games in now, the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, whatever that number ends up being, or do you want to start your rebuild? Whatever your answer is, it's either then, okay, pay Dak, because you're not actually going to get better in the near future. You can start the rebuild and try to get better. That's fine. Have a plan. Pinned comment on today's video, I'm sure will not elicit arguments as it always does. Rank Dak Prescott for me among NFL quarterbacks. Sound off in the comment section right now. From Mr. Man, Tom, do you think having the draft and free agency would have had a better outcome for the Cowboys than having free agency then the draft? I think that would probably be better for them. I think they would go BPA and then fill their needs. Now, it might be good for everybody involved. I think it would actually hurt the free agents a little bit, and that's why the NFLPA likes free agency first. And that's fine, I suppose. But I think it would probably benefit the Cowboys. From Blank, could you please make me a Jones Ask Clowns t-shirt? I'll be the first buyer. All those t-shirts we post on the YouTube side, those are all like, they have to pass like a censorship thing. I don't know if that one would pass. I'll try. It probably would not pass. Lawrence Jewell, I don't know if it's McCarthy or the Jerry/Steven Zoo that Schultz was talking about. I think players just don't want to play for Dallas anymore. Thoughts? Dallas doesn't win the tiebreakers. Like when it comes to free agency, those guys are there because they want to get paid. And when you're not winning championships like the Chiefs are, would you rather play for $5 million with the Chiefs or $5 million with Dallas? The Chiefs, right? 4.5 for the Chiefs, $5 million for Dallas. Maybe it's 4.5. You don't get those tiebreakers anymore. And the Jones boys still believe they're the benefits that come for playing for the star mean they should take less, even their own guys. And that's why they're not the greatest at contract negotiations. Richard Robinson, $10. I will put him, by the way, into our mini helmet raffle end of the month here. Barkley, Eckler, Jacobs off the market. Thoughts on picking up Aaron Jones? Stuff being a Cowboys killer. Look, when super thanks come in, we will always get to them. Obviously, this one came in a little bit after those moves happened. I would have interested in Jones, though, but they were not going to pay $7 million. Caden, thoughts on Braylon Allen. That is the Wisconsin running back. I think you have to find a way to add a back in the draft. If you sign A.J. Dillon, Braylon Allen doesn't make much sense for you because that's two power backs. I need some juice there. If you go with the cheaper third down back, maybe you bring back Dowdle and Edwards-Helaire and let those two guys compete, or McKinnon or whatever, or J.K. Dobbins, whatever. Maybe that makes sense then. And then Brett Allen could be your power back. I'm down with him in the third round, though, just as a general signing. From Chip Mayhew OG into the raffle, too. If Jerry doesn't have much time left, why do he and Steven drag their feet every offseason? I love my Cowboys, but I'm so disinterested 11-6 on a first-round bounce. Love you always, Tom, the number one channel. I completely get this, Chip. The answer is they don't have much time left to not be a contender. And their goal is not to risk it all for a championship. They're not the Eagles. There's still no desperation for them. They are very happy being an 11-win team and seeing if they get lucky come postseason time. That's a great outcome for them. I don't agree with it, but that is their outcome. They want to be good every year. They want to be good every single year. And they do a good job of doing that. They're not good enough. Landon, Deebo Samuel trade for the Cowboys. I would be surprised if Dallas did it because they got to move something good to get him. And who knows what they have that's actually available that's something good. Like, I don't think they're going to move their first-round pick for him. I do think that Deebo Samuel is obtainable, though, for the right price. Like, I don't think he's untouchable in San Francisco. It'd be a fun fit. I think the contract and injury concerns would very much turn the Dallas Cowboys off of that. But I do think a Deebo trade is not as outlandish as it would have been like last year. I just don't know if Dallas ends up being the right fit for him. So when it comes to free agency, the draft, or trades, name a player who you want to add this offseason. Sound off for me in the comments section. Jack Johnson, Cowboys need to keep signing and re-signing serviceable players so we don't draft horny. Take BPA. First off, is this not to be tried Mike Whiteberger and Blitz's burner account here? That's his line. It's a hilarious line, by the way. But you're also right. Fill your needs. Can't be out there going, we need a defensive tackle and a running back and another linebacker and a third corner, fourth corner, and an offensive tackle and a center. Got to fill those needs. Now, you can do it cheaply, but then you're kind of in the same boat every year. And you're kind of you're getting thin on options at this stage. Chris B says, give me J.K. Dobbins out of what's left. Let's gamble. How about Dobbins and Dowdle are back? And you still draft somebody in the third round. And then if someone isn't there for you, I bet there will be a guy unsigned post-draft. Maybe you can wait for Dobbins then even. I'm not sure what his status is coming off the Achilles tear. But the upside of the available free agent backs, J.K. Dobbins is definitely the best one. From Wes, we already know the Jones boys won't make a splash. Yeah. I think Eric Kendricks is about as splashy as we'll get this offseason. Or at least in free agency. Maybe the first round pick will be splashier, but everyone gets one of those unless you trade it away. So, from Trevor, is the Dak story a Cowboys plan to drive down his cost? I think you meant. I can't get in on that conspiracy theory. Like, didn't that hurt the Cowboys more in the end? Like, I think if there is the in theory collusion against Dak, it's probably not from the Cowboys organization, and it's probably from someone who would more benefit directly from it. I'm not saying that's the case either. To be clear, I will both sides it and not cast blame or accusations or whatever. I can't get on board believing that. You know, it just doesn't pass the smell test for me. The eye test, whatever you want to call it. We will have Cowboys news and rumors updates for you as well. Hit that sub button so you don't miss out. From Merlin the Wizard, how about that? If the reality is this, if we let Dak go, high chance turn to the Browns. Other teams where we are drafting a quarterback in the first round multiple times, LOL. Hashtag Cowboys, holla if you feel me, y'all, LMAO. That is the downside, and I don't want to go back to the Quincy Carter, Chad Hutchinson, Vinny Testaverde, Drew Henson, Clint Stoner, Ryan Leaf era. You know, that was only like 4 or 5 years. It felt so much longer than that. That scares me. You know, I don't want to be, you know, I don't want to end up with, you know, that jersey of all these different starting quarterback names. I want more than what I have now, but my other fear is because this Cowboys team doesn't want to lose, they won't bottom out to get that top 5 pick at quarterback. And they'll keep trying different stopgap options. That's my fear. From Jotman, odds you would give the Cowboys to move up and get a late first or some pick in the second round since they're asleep during free agency? Low. I think they want their premium picks next year. Now, maybe they could find a way to trade down in round 1 and then get some extra assets. Like in general, in the Sims, it's the Sims. You know how those tend to go. I like moving down and then up. I think you maximize your assets a little bit better. But everyone kind of feels that way, so it's much easier said than done. From Roman Wolf Gaming, Chase Young needs to be signed. Why not? Might be a Panther. He'll have a better chance to be the guy. Also, you know, I think sometimes his effort and desire to go rogue and not follow the game plan and like stay in his lane, I think can rub some teams the wrong way. It definitely did in Washington. You saw some of those run-stopping clips. He was just out there jogging. That run, I think, rubbed people the wrong way from the Niners. They traded a third for him and had no desire to bring him back. Slight red flag there. Chip Mayhew OG. When Steven talked about 36 wins over the past 3 years, and they weren't serious about winning, also I would loathe a first round back. Hashtag all out. I would not worry that much about a round 1 back. I think that you have bigger needs. And there's no like Bijan or Gibbs even worth taking in round 1. You know, Benson or Brooks might still be there for you on day 2. So I would hate it as well. I'm not worried about it happening, though. If we did not get to your question, hit me up on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney. DMs are open. If I don't reply immediately, my apologies, but I will eventually get around to it.